friends, bless you all. Bless you all. And and let me share one more thing, which is that yesterday, some of you saw this online. I was already talking to some of you about it. Yesterday, Penny, our beloved Penny, and I and many staff members from UJA went downtown to Wall Street, where there is an exhibit set up um, featuring, there's no correct words for this, artifacts from the October 7th attack um, at the Nova Festival at Kibbutz Re'im in the south of Israel. I am um, not okay. No one really is. The magnificence of the curation of this, and it is magnificent. The presentation of the beauty, the just significant beauty of the human beings, the young people, for whom Nova, which is an ongoing festival, a music festival, a rave, a trance rave, they just dance. It's about love and light. It is crunchy granola. It is not my scene, but it's unmistakably beautiful. It represents beauty and life and light. And the exhibit features the tents and art and burnt out cars that were brought from brought from the festival, um, and you are told, touch these things, be in the experience. And the phones that the people had are strategically placed in different parts of the exhibit, and the sounds that you encounter are the ones that were filmed by their phones or the phones of the terrorists. And it was too much. It was too much. But it was also not enough. While we were there, I was blessed to sit for some time with Yarin Ilovich, who was the DJ who played at the festival. He was the final DJ. You might have seen a clip of when the red alert was announced to those at the festival. Someone ran up to the DJ and said, "Turn it off, red alert." And that was Yarin. And we talked about how art has been hard and healing for him and for the community, the incredible work that UJA has funded to help the survivors continue their healing journey, creating something called the Secret Forest with therapy of every kind, of every kind. And it's too intense. It's in my eyes, just as when I went with our elected officials and interfaith clergy members and police to see the footage from October 7th, months ago. I'm just saying to my community, as we say to each other often when we're not well, that this is what community is about, gaining the strength to bear testimony. And so what I want to do, friends, is bear testimony. I'm not going to bring you into the scenes, but I really do hope that you, if you have the ability between now and the end of May to go visit the Nova exhibit, you'll go. Please go. It is incredibly important to go. My wife and two of our children were just in Poland as part of March of the Living, and I saw in their eyes what it is to bear testimony. Of course, my wife has been doing this as a professional, as a performer, as a spiritual leader for a long time. But for our kids, this is new. This is new. And I saw in their eyes the connectivity between these two commitments to remember. October 7th is not the Shoah. It's not. But the language we use around it is very similar. We are not in Germany or Poland in the 1930s not even with the frightening trends in the United States that we will face head on and with fire. With fire. It's not the same, but we are absolutely in a moment that has resonance with the Shoah. One of the most intense images I've seen is a created image of a hand of, it's clearly meant to be a survivor who has their numbers, their tattooed numbers here, holding the hand, and it looks like a younger hand with the numbers 10/7/2023. It's not the same. It's not the same. But these hands are touching. And just as we have a sacred commitment, an oath that we make to tell the stories of the survivors of the Shoah, we have an oath to make. And I'll ask you to make it with me again and again and again, to tell the stories and to raise up the light and love of this community, this beautiful tribe of Nova. They have promised each other and themselves and us they will dance again. In order for them to dance again, we need to take very good care of them. I remember just before Pesach leading the Shoah survivors Seder at UJA, which is the holiest thing I do. I've done it twice now. And I made a promise then to the survivors in the room and through them to all of us and in our names to all of them that we will carry their stories forward and we will never forget. Because of the commitments that UJA makes in the world, this exhibit was able to come to New York. Because of the commitments we make to our people, the survivors are getting the healing, please God, that they need. On June 4th, among the things that I hope we'll be able to do, and I really do hope you'll be there in person. Kim is one of the leaders, and I am so touched, Kim, to be able to strengthen our work and to be recognized as part of it. Thank you for that honor. This is not an easy time, and I want to connect it to the Parsha in the simplest of ways. And when I say the simplest of ways, it's because it's not a lot of words, but this is our commitment. We are in Parshat Kedoshim, the Torah portion that includes chapter 19 of the book of Leviticus. And it's the center of the Torah, literally the center of the Torah. And it's called the Holiness Code by scholars. It begins with the words, Kedoshim to you, be holy. But that's not the whole verse. The whole verse is, Kedoshim to you, ki kadosh ani Adonai Elohechem. You be holy, because I, the Lord your God, am holy. And what's really interesting is the definition of holy is hard to find. What does it mean to be holy? And be holy because I, God, am holy? I can't be like you, God. Well, I can't be you, God, but maybe I can be a little bit like you, which is what the rabbis end up interpreting. Kedoshim to you, follow God's ways. I can't follow God's ways, but here's what I can do. I can mimic. I can do what in Latin is called imitatio Dei. I can imitate God. God takes care of the naked. How do you know that? Because in the Garden of Eden, God clothed Adam and Eve. I can bury the dead. Because in the Torah, we believe God buries Moses. The kinds of chesed, the kinds of acts of love that we are called to do in this world are actually ways of channeling the divine through what we can do as human beings. When I sat with Yarin, the DJ, I was just so moved by the light in his eyes, which he's just a magnificent human being. If you visit him on Instagram, Artifex, it ends with F-E-X, you'll see an irrepressible soul. You'll see scenes that will be hard to witness, but of an entire festival of 4,000 young people dancing light streaming. It's 6 a.m. and it's a sunrise minutes before hell broke out. He is still ready to be a creator. We have to be ready to be creators. Ki kadosh ani Adonai Elohechem, because God is holy too. Our Creator gave us the gift of channeling the divine through our bodies and doing good for each other. And remember, I said before, it's too intense. I want to share the deepest teaching on the word kadosh that I know. Rabbi Yitz Greenberg, who is a living giant of Torah, was once giving a talk in a shul, and I was blessed to be there, where he was talking about the wedding blessings, the Sheva Brachot, and he was asked, what does holy mean? I mean, the word holiness is in there a lot. And it's amazing. It's amazing because Yitz said, Kadosh has been understood as holy or sanctified or the opposite of ordinary. It has been used sometimes in Jewish history to describe being separate. Rashi famously says, Kadoshim to you, Prushim to you. To be holy is to be unique, it's to be different. And there's something powerful about that too. But Yitz said, you know what Kadosh really means? Intense. Be intense. Lead intense lives, because I, God, am intense. And not only am I intense, what do we say about God? Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Holy, holy, holy. God is the ultimate in holiness. And we can reach for some of that. We can bring some of that into this world. That intensity can be very hard to encounter. It's true. But I bless you. And I bless me. And most of all, I bless the souls of those we lost on October 7th. I bless those who survived October 7th. I bless those still in darkness, held captive in Gaza. I bless those who created the exhibit, because, oh my God, did they go through a lot to make these decisions, and have they endured so much, being curators for us of the unfathomable. Bless them all, and bless Am Yisrael with strength and with healing and with light, because we have to join in this promise. We will dance again. Somehow. They were beautiful, so we will be beautiful. They were loving, so we will be loving. They found each other in community, so we will find each other in community. That's the kind of intensity worth pursuing in their memories, in their honor. To the artists among us, let it out. Bring the light closer to earth. We need it again, more than ever before. Thank God for the work we do. Thank God for the community we are. I'm going to ask you to join with me on this 215th day since October 7th to double down on hope, to double down on light, to be an agent for healing for yourself and for others. Let's send our hearts east. Am Yisrael Chai. We are alive. Let's do something with that. Kol hod balevav pnima nefesh Yehudi homia ulefatei mizrach kadima Ayin letzion tzofia Od lo avda tikvateinu Ha'atikva bat shnot alpayim Liot am chofshi בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. Bring them home now. Am Yisrael Chai. See you tomorrow, friends.